Good afternoon, PCL fans. It is kickoff week. It's time to talk some PCL football because, as I said, it's that time of year. We're getting ready for kickoff this weekend. I'm Anthony Sorgi of WSJP, alongside Ryan Sullivan, Pat Birkhead, and Nick Mastripolito. We've got three schools represented here, of course. St. Joe's Prep, reigning state champions. We've got the enemy up in Winmore, LaSalle College High School, and Archbishop Carroll, the bottom feeders of PCL football, all here on the show. Gentlemen, how are we?
Incredible.
Good until you
If this
said
fly
that.
will get out of here, I'm actually gonna get an electric fly swatter. Jeez.
I was gonna say you got a swatter.
Nah, bro. I actually don't know where it is. This is getting ridiculous. I understand I'm the most entertaining person here, but this is not even for entertainment purposes. This is just ridiculous. All right, keep going. Keep going. Whoever's next.
Okay, so I guess I'll go around the horn. Ryan, how are you today?
I am doing absolutely incredible, knowing that in 2 days we are heading down to Florida for our first game of the season. American Heritage, the prep, obviously ranked by Max Preps as that has the seventh hardest schedule in the entire country this season. So, and I'm not even saying this to just have bragging rights. And there are a lot of people saying that the prep has an easy schedule. They play soft teams, and obviously during the playoffs, they don't play with teams that are on their level of competition. So now that if you have that opportunity to win these tough games against four really tough teams, we're going to see if it happens. If the prep is able to succeed in at least two of these games, then I don't know how many people will be able to talk. But if they don't succeed, then you're going to get some backlash for it. So it's do or die really here for the prep. But I'm feeling good nonetheless.
Pat?
I'm feeling good, expecting a win on Friday against Central Catholic, which they're a tough team, but I think we can win that one. And then heading into week 2 against Malvern Prep, those are probably our two hardest games besides the prep later in the season. So.
And Nick?
Yeah, we got George Washington this week, Archbishop Carroll on Friday. Will not be a game that I will be at. RTG. I know you're not a fan of that, but no, that's no, absolutely not. I already explained my situation to you, Anthony, so you know what's going on. I get back from vacation. I get back from vacation on Friday, and I can't make it to that game in time. So I actually still will be at a game on Friday. I'll be at Strathaven for Strathaven versus Interborough. Go Panthers, of course. And then Archbishop Carroll plays Delco Christian, who is in their first season of tackle football. So that should be a 100-0 victory, Archbishop Carroll's way.
PCL
and if it's not,
I
will be shocked.
Yeah. Okay, before we get to what's really important, which is the prep in LaSalle, Nick, take us through the blue division here and all the irrelevant teams.
That was first off. You are insane today.
I don't know if I say irrelevant though. It's not relevant.
They're not relevant. I mean, PA only has two elite teams, and it's St. Joe's.
But there are some teams that are relevant this year.
Okay, Wood's good, right? Ryan's good.
Right.
Ryan's good.
But
Newman's okay. Newman's not bad.
Loses all their players
Newman's not bad. I mean, I know Ryan won't admit to it. He might, but Newman's not bad.
They're all right. I'll give them something. They're all right. They're cool.
That's the most we're gonna get out of them.
I guess so.
I mean, Archbishop Carroll is looking decent. They got a couple new quarterbacks coming in. One's a hard thrower, and the season should be fun. They still have top tier wide receivers in Jaden Walters and Ty Madison, but running back is going to be a question mark. Who knows what they're going to do there? A lot of things are a question mark for Archbishop Carroll, but I think they'll have it figured out by by Friday. And then these other teams that you call irrelevant, Sorgi, Archbishop Ryan is not a bad squad at all. They might not be St. Joe's Prep, okay, but we can't all be graced with a great football team, okay? We have great teams.
Yeah, okay, but like...
All right, don't say great, Nick. Don't say great.
Don't say great.
Okay, the girls' basketball team is great.
All right, girls basketball, great.
Our girls lacrosse team has won over 20 in a row PCL championships.
Nick, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but all those teams have played the Sisters of the Poor.
Listen, that doesn't matter. Okay, hold on. The girls' basketball team did not play the Sisters of the Poor.
I said the lacrosse.
Okay, it's a football.
The lacrosse team. It is a football show. But I mean, these other teams, they're not horrible. I mean, we can't all be the Prep or LaSalle. But it's still fun. Go Strathaven Panthers.
Do you have any record predictions? Any takes on the Blue Division? Your winners, your losers. I want some good analysis here.
Well, I think Wood's gonna win the whole thing.
Okay.
That is, I think, what a lot of people are speculating right now. Archbishop Wood to win this whole thing. If I saw their schedule right now, which I don't have because I wasn't prepared, I would say they're gonna win 7 games. Go 7-3.
Okay.
And Archbishop Ryan comes in second, followed by Newman Goretti, and then Archbishop Carroll, who I already said was going to go 5-5.
Okay. So we're not going to give any love to Ryan?
I said Ryan at 2.
Oh, you did. Sorry, I missed that. I thought you said Newman at 2. Okay, well, so that's it for the Blue Division. Do we have any other comments we want to add?
Honestly, that might just be it.
As much as I hate to admit it, I think Newman Goretti can definitely be a sneaky team. Obviously, losing YD Kalir probably is one of the most athletic wide receivers in the PCL. Also, obviously committed to Rutgers for edge as an edge rusher. Obviously, a 4-star as an edge rusher. Him reclassifying up obviously sucks. But even with that, you just got Shane King Sally as a as your new starting quarterback. Obviously, he picked up an offer from 7-on-7. You still have Carter Bashir. You still have a half-decent team with some talent there. They have the 4-star corner. I forget, his name is slipping my mind as we speak. But, it's not like they don't have any talent on the team. Like, I think Newman probably is one of the more talented teams in the entire Blue Division. It's just a matter of fact that they can put it all together, which in past years they haven't.
Yeah, and also Najee, losing him.
Yeah, and losing Najee obviously is a big thing as well.
That's gonna be a tough loss, losing him to St. Joe's Prep. Pat, anything on the Blue Division before we get to the relevant teams?
Not really.
Listen, I'm trying to find Ryan's quarterback rankings.
They're not. I didn't post them.
He did not post that. Okay, but the Blue Division quarterbacks. We're not quite high up.
I put Sally at 4.
Yeah.
All right. But I want to get to a game this weekend. Actually, now that we're talking to the Red Division, I will go very quickly through the teams that aren't St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle. Father Judge versus Archbishop Ryan this weekend is a huge rivalry game. I know we don't know a ton about these two teams. But is there an expectation that Judge should win because they're in the Red Division compared to Ryan being in the Blue Division? And who do we think is going to win that this weekend on? I think it's Saturday at 12 p.m. Archbishop Ryan, Father Judge. Any takes there?
I mean, I know Judge offensively is not the greatest team in the world. They have a lot of sets that they can put their receivers in. They can give you a lot of different looks. It's going to be their run game that's probably going to be the star of the show this season. But they have some good people in the backfield. Obviously, Zeptic, I think I'm saying his name correctly, or Zedek maybe. I know that he's inexperienced. I believe he's a sophomore this season. So it's gonna be a tough start for Father Judge. So I definitely wouldn't give them the benefit of the doubt just because they are in the red division. And defensively, they're very undersized in their front seven. They don't really have that much talent in the secondary either. So, I'm not really coming in with this expectation that Judge, just because they're in the red division, that means they're going to, dominate Archbishop Ryan. Archbishop Ryan definitely has a very talented team within them.
Any other takes around the horn?
No, not really.
I mean, I would say that I think Father Judge is expected to win this one.
Right.
I don't know who's starting a quarterback. Ryan, is it number 9
Zedek.
Brooks?
Ryan's quarterback?
No, for Judge.
No, I think it's Zedek, if I'm not.
Is it?
Or Zedek, if that's how you say it.
Oh yeah. Jackson Zedek. Don't know how.
We're gonna go with Zedek because Nick said it.
But they have a plethora of offensive linemen, something that a lot of Catholic League schools are striving for. Father Judge has, and I'm always a fan of everything Father Judge. And I would say that this Father Judge squad should beat Archbishop Ryan, but only time will tell.
I do think Judge will win, but I don't think it's going to be like as much of a blowout, and I don't think we should just override Ryan as well.
Yeah, I agree there. Of course, Judge is going to open against St. Joe's Prep. They're going to close against LaSalle. So
that's horrible for them.
Not the best way to start and your PCL play. Next, let's go to a squad that I'd say Nick knows half decently. Cardinal O'Hara, right down the road from Nick and I.
Oh boy!
Delaware
I mean,
County.
I'll be hitting a couple Cardinal O'Hara games.
Of course,
they're nothing.
The game for O'Hara is 9:26 that Friday night at Bonner in Drexel Hill, a 5:00 kick between the Friars and the Lions. And O'Hara has it even rougher. They play back-to-back weeks, LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep, to close their season. Does anyone have any comment on this Lions squad?
Well, obviously, Penn State commit Za will be leading the charge for this.
Yo, Sorgi, I gotta text you real quick. Ryan, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Continue.
Okay. The Penn State commit Za, he will be leading the charge for this Cardinal O'Hara squad, and the fact that he's going to have to carry this team is honestly ridiculous. But they also have John Weld, who is absolutely who's pretty good. The reigning defending undisputed Cardinal O'Hara leading passer in history, so good for him. But that does not necessarily mean that Cardinal O'Hara has the squad to really compete at the top of the red division this season. Obviously, you have St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle College High School there. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar other than Za and of course, and John Weld. So yeah, it's I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Za's gonna be that groundbreaking play now. That's all RTG right there. But
Penn State commit Za. What are we doing?
Cardinal O'Hara is
just
always, they're mediocre. They're not great. Of course, I'll be at Cardinal O'Hara for a good amount, as well as actually Carroll has a game there. But they're nothing to be, wowed about. Obviously, John Weldy is 6'3". He's a good quarterback. So that is, I guess a little bit of star power that they do have, along with some good, receivers, and they have a punter. Not many teams have a punter and or a kicker. So that is, well, listen, I don't know about the red division, okay, but
we have like 3 kickers, and
we have 1 kicker, and he's actually on the wrestling team, and I don't even know if he knew how to kick a ball before then, but he's a Ridley native. Well, I guess not Ridley, maybe not. He's around here native, and so yeah, I mean, a punter and a kicker is legendary. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
They play Alden Reed their first game, by the way. And
yes, Alden Reed is their first game. Shout out, even though she's at Penn State now, I just want to give a shout out to Shayla Smith.
That's what I was gonna say. Sorgi never got to watch her, but I got to watch her dominate my Lady Pats at Cardinal O'Hara.
Yeah.
It was actually at the O'Hara gym that I got to watch that. So, an all-around circle right here.
Okay, guys, who do we want to go to next, Bonner or Roman?
Go to
We should go to Bonner.
Yes.
Bonner? Okay, everyone votes Bonner. Obviously, they lose Jaleel Hall, who was really good last year. Ryan and I saw him play. He burned a DB for a touchdown against the Prep. And he's a good DN, headed to West Virginia this year. And then I'm trying to think. Noel Campbell's their quarterback.
Yep.
He has potential. I'll put it that way. He's young. He still is obviously growing.
He's still pretty good though. Let's not deny him.
He was good. He was good. He wasn't like a superstar, but he was solid. This is a Bonner team that opens up against Simon Gratz. Then they are at Ryan versus Wood, at Haverford versus O'Hara. Versus Judge, at LaSalle versus the Prep, at Roman. So again, another team with back-to-back LaSalle Prep games. Guys, how do you feel about the reigning 4A state champs? Are they gonna make it back-to-back?
The fact that they have the Prep and LaSalle back-to-back, whoever did that just is not a Bonner Prendy fan. But in all seriousness, I think that Bonner. I mean, Bonner's a pretty good team. I think that while they won't defeat the the almighty St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle College High School, they probably should be, a pretty half decent team this season. I think that they have, some talent on this roster. I'm a big Noah Campbell guy. I really like his game. I think that he should be. Pretty decent this season for them. Other than that, there's not really anybody of note. There's obviously people of note, but I don't think there's really anybody that's, the level of superstar of, maybe we were expecting. But, I think that they'll be a pretty good. They'll be there. They'll be there. They can definitely compete for what is the 4A championship they play?
Yeah, 4A.
Yeah, so I think that they'll definitely be heavy contenders for that. I think that they'll be pretty half decent this season.
Yeah, I think Bonner. Oh, sorry, I apologize.
Let Pat go first.
I apologize. I didn't.
I agree with Ryan. I think they're just pretty talented, and they'll be able to compete for 4A, but they're just not at the same level as LaSalle and the Prep, which is obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, I third that.
I'm good now. I think Bonner is always an exciting team. I mean, you look around, you look at the fundraisers that they're doing. They're going to Ireland or they're going wherever they are. People are always high on Bonner football. And I know Ryan is mocking me up there, but truly, this team is always exciting. And you always know, well, Bonner is a good enough team to compete for at least a 4A title. Noel Campbell is one of the best quarterbacks in the Catholic League right now, in my opinion, and I do still think he has room to grow, like Anthony stated. The rest of this team is not bad. You have a bunch of seniors that, can play both sides of the ball and are very efficient at it. They have a good running back, a bunch of good corners. They have a good tight end, which is hard to find with a lot of teams. You usually put your receiver at tight end, well, I don't know about the red division, but, down in whatever. Anyways, they have a bunch of, good players. Truth be told, they have a lot of good guards, but they're really stacked on seniors. So I don't know where Bonner's going to be next year when they lose 95% of the roster.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but we know that they have this ride as a group. There's no doubt about that. Let's take it to Roman Catholic, I guess. Broad and Vine. They have an interesting non-conference schedule. They start off against Providence Day. then Cardinal Newman, then SCH, and then a team that Ryan and I are going to be seeing, DeMatha. They face them on Friday the 12th. Before they play LaSalle, then they go to O'Hara. They host the Prep at Widener. Great location for Nick and I.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Then they go to Father Judge and versus Bonner to wrap up the year. Gents, the KOites look good. Samaj Beals, obviously, under center is a really, really solid quarterback heading to Akron. The KOites are going to contend at the 5A level, but they're not Prep or LaSalle.
No, I don't think they're Prep or LaSalle, but I think that Roman's actually is a pretty sneaky team this season. With the newest addition of transfer Jaden Alford, who is a very fast wide receiver, I would say. I think that a lot of people are underrating Roman Catholic as we speak. But Beals is obviously really good, committed to Akron. Ash Roberts has been hurt in the past. Has been dealing with some injuries, but obviously a 3-star recruit. A lot of 3 stars on this Roman Catholic roster, whether they're athletes or wide receivers. And then Issa Neely is another one. Just a very fast wide receiver core compared to the Miami Dolphins of a couple of years ago. I would like to say just a very quick wide receiver core that can run. I mean, not the greatest route runners, but could definitely create separation with their speed. Defensively, I think is kind of where they falter a little bit. There's not that many guys defensively that are really going to be the key factors in any stops for this Roman Catholic defense. I mean, I don't even know. What does Cornyn Russell play? I know he's a 2029 that has a bunch of offers. I know he's listed as an athlete. I don't know if he plays DB or receiver. But I mean, you do have another Akron commit, that being in Smith Ray, 3-star recruit, who is part of your defensive line. So you're going to have to figure it out defensively for if you are Roman Catholic, because you can score a bunch of points in the world, but when your corners have to line up against the Jet Harrison, Joey O'Brien, amongst others, and they're not going to be successful, it's going to be a bit of a problem. So you got to figure out your defensive thing. Offensively, as I just said, really good. Defensively, I'm a bit concerned. Whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, I like Roman. Beals is good, and they gave us a scare last year. In the beginning of the game, they went up 2 touchdowns. Thought we might lose that one, but we didn't. But yeah, I think they'll just be solid. Probably contend for the 5A state championship, and likely finish 3rd in the red division.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Absolutely. I think it's funny on the Max Preps roster, there's actually 2 guys listed on the whole roster, and that is Samaj Beals and Ash Roberts. But Samaj Beals is very exciting. One of the best quarterbacks in the Catholic League, obviously committed to Akron, if I'm not mistaken. He's very, very good, and he's able to, hit from all spots on the field, which is very impressive at where he is right now. And I think Roman Catholic has a good chance to win a bunch of these tough games. Not saying they're going to take down the Prep or they're going to take down, DeMatha or whoever they have, but there's a possibility that they keep these games closer than much have expected, even with Ryan mentioned it, a weaker defense. So I think that offense is going to be like game changing for Roman Catholic, and they won't have to worry on the defense as much, but the saying defense does win championships, so I guess we'll see.
Okay, I think we should get to the school and win more. Pat Birkhead's squad, the LaSalle College High School Explorers. Pat, you said you're at the scrimmage, right? Can you talk us through kind of how the scrimmage went? And by the way, we'll have your written preview and then all our prep previews Thursday, and then I guess I'll roll out Bonner and Roman Wednesday, and then tomorrow we'll have O'Hara and Judge. So we'll have your written preview, but talk us through the scrimmage, then we'll get into the schedule.
Yeah, the scrimmage was good. The O-line had a few problems in the beginning, but otherwise they looked really good. Sidwar hit a few guys deep. I was really impressed with Owen Johnson, the sophomore receiver. He had a few 50-yard catches, a lot of run after catch and stuff. And then obviously Joey. And one thing that was interesting, they had Azir Nelson playing running back, and Des Ortiz, who's a Brown commit and started at running back all last year. He was playing sometimes in the slot. He played in the flex a little bit, and sometimes almost like a fullback. So I don't know kind of what's happening there, but I thought that was interesting. The defense looked really good too. The D-line was just stopping the Chamonix run every play, it seemed like, and when they did pass, the DBs seemed to be all over it. Yeah, a few play actions, short plays, screens. A couple of times Joey would just come up and he read it perfectly and he would hit the guy, and the Chamonix just really couldn't move the ball. I think they scored one touchdown the whole time. So overall, they looked good.
It seems like this other team were just in the lack of a better words, they just weren't good at all.
Yeah. Sure. Was Joey playing corner, safety? What was his?
He was moving around a little bit. I would say he played safety the most, a little bit of corner, and he played receiver on offense too. So he's going to play both ways.
How many reps does he get at receiver?
He was out there pretty much every play, when the starters were out there, obviously. But yeah.
Interesting, because I was under the impression that he's committed for safety. He's not listed as an athlete. He's committed as a safety.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get that many reps at wide receiver, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Before I guess we'll get into the schedule now. We've got the 8:00 kick to start off. Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Pat,
I have one more question. Pat, have you been to any practices?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I was gonna ask, how does Indy work? How does that work? Because how does he play? How does he work out with the receivers and DBs at the same time? But anyway, it's all right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sorgi.
Opening up against Pittsburgh Central Catholic, I'm trying to pull up my notes from them last year. But I mean, I think we all know what the result is going to be here. But if we just kind of wanted to talk about at least what we think about the game, it's going to be 8 p.m. You can watch on Bob Long Sports. I know I will be. To make sure I'm caught up with this Explorers squad, guys. Expectation in this game against one of the top teams from Western PA.
I think that Pittsburgh Central Catholic is I wouldn't say they're better than last year, but they definitely have some rising juniors who are definitely going to make a difference, especially on the line. Both ways of that being. So I think that Pittsburgh Central Catholic is going to be a good team. I don't know if they defeat Harrisburg, North Allegheny, those type of teams. Obviously, they really weren't expected to get to the 6A championship, but I don't really think it would have mattered because nobody was defeating St. Joe's Prep on that particular day. So they weren't supposed to make it last year, so they exceeded expectations. No one's really picking them to make it this year. I think a lot of people are taking teams like Harrisburg and others. So I think that if you're Pittsburgh Central Catholic, you have a pretty talented team. I mean, I don't know if you would put them in your top 10 in Pennsylvania right now. I don't think many do. But they're there. They're decent. Once again, do I expect them to make it to the state championship this year? No, but they exceeded our expectations last year. There's no reason why they can't do that again.
Yeah.
You can go, Nick.
First off, as long as we're still talking on LaSalle, correct? I was sending something to Sorgi. I apologize.
Talking about the LaSalle game against Central Catholic.
Okay, as long as Pat Birkhead's on the call there, then I'll be no.
No, the school isn't signing us out.
This is
to get to Pittsburgh.
The school isn't signing you out.
Yeah, like
not letting any early dismissals. This is terrible.
What day is this at?
It's this Friday, I think. It's
You
the
said
second day.
school? But you said school. Oh, I didn't even know that.
You guys have school?
Thursday.
You see, I feel like I run the stuff around at our school. You know,
I said to Pat earlier when he texted me he wasn't going to be there. I said the teachers hate us.
I just say we need to be signed out with the team, and you know.
We just kind of force it. We just kind of force it.
Oh yeah, no, of course, Nick.
Like I think Ryan would agree that we don't really ask. We just kind of say that we're.
This is when we're leaving.
Yeah. So this is just heartbreaking that there's no Birkhead.
I'm actually very surprised. I'm actually very disappointed. Another reason to be disappointed in LaSalle, but you know.
Sorgi, please check your inbox on Instagram. That is something I don't know if you wanted to talk about right now.
This is what we're doing. We're just gatekeeping information.
That's gonna make their games like just not able to cover, like almost impossible.
You know, we interrupted Pat here. I'm very sorry for that.
I think that's
Pat
the only one.
Told me to go, Ryan.
Oh, we interrupted Nick here. I'm half sorry for that. Okay, so Nick, keep going.
Oh wow! What Nick just sent me. I saw this while we were live, but
you didn't read it.
Newman Goretti is only allowing student athletes and coaches and staff on the sidelines. No one else will be permitted this year.
Is that supposed to be a bad thing?
It also says that only high school. It also says that there's no high school students unless you are supporting one of the teams with an ID.
That's how it is.
I mean, I can understand the reasons, but I won't say.
You just show up with an ID to the game. That's how prep games are. Is you show up with an ID.
Yeah, but if you're not supporting one of those teams and you don't have a school ID to one of them, and you're trying to go cover that game, how do you do that? And you're a high school student.
I won't say.
I have good connections at Newman Goretti, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, of course, Anthony.
I can get Nick Mash in. That's not an issue.
I won't say anything. I won't say. I'm just gonna. You know, it's Anthony Sorgi streams. I won't say anything. Go ahead, Nick.
Well, I thought that was. I mean, obviously for safety reasons, that's we love to see it, but. We were on the LaSalle versus the team in Pittsburgh, right?
Yes, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the school that Dan Marino went to.
Oh boy,
DeMar Hamlin, good NFL alumni.
Didn't Sorgi do like interviews for that?
Yeah, we talked to Andrew Stocky.
That's my guy, bro.
From the station out there in Pittsburgh, and Shad Wheeler. Class of 2016, Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
That's the man, bro.
Knowledge goes deep out here.
Yeah.
So that is Central Catholic High School, and I hope LaSalle can win by a good amount, and I believe. Okay, I'm gonna be keeping up with Bob Long and Mike Kennedy, who is the Vikings reporter on Max Preps. So shout out to Mike. And I think that LaSalle's going to win this one. That's all I got.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to see how our D-line holds up against their offensive line, because I know their offensive line is really big and talented, and we have some young guys on the D-line that aren't really proven yet. So we'll see. I think we'll win, though.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a clean sweep here. Now let's head down the shore. Labor Day weekend. It's the Explorers against Malvern Prep. Ocean City High School, a place that Ryan Sullivan does not have fond memories of.
Why not?
Yeah, I was going to say.
The IMG game.
Well, it's not that it wasn't fond memories. I mean, we weren't supposed to win, and we almost did.
Yeah, but the stands also. You were.
Oh yeah, I almost got killed by the stands. That's another thing. I blocked that out of my memory.
Good. I'm glad for your mental sanity. All right, so let's talk about this Malvern game. Malvern's a solid team, but they're not LaSalle. I think that's the That's the simple way to put it. Gents, what do you think about this Labor Day matchup or Labor Day weekend matchup?
Pat, you can go. So you start.
They played in Ocean City last year too, and it was actually really close. I think we'll pull away again and get a win. I think it'll be closer than people think, though. I don't know.
I agree with that. I think that this game will be close. Malvern, with not as much as talent as LaSalle, in my opinion. I mean, still, the talent that they do have are very, very talented. Obviously, Ford off the edge, Penn State commit, 4-star. You got Parkinson as well, I believe the second best player in the class of 2028 for the state of Pennsylvania. Obviously, another 4-star as well. You're looking at Bates, the running back, committed to Minnesota, and obviously Cooper, the rising junior wide receiver. So you have some talent if you are Malvern. I don't even know who their quarterback is, but that's a different subject for another day. But once again, you have Malvern. You have talent really all around. Obviously early in the season, things. You're obviously not going to be in your mid-season form. Very early, so mistakes are definitely bound to happen. I think it was in mid-season. I think LaSalle would probably win, more handily, but because this is so early, and because both teams are not really playing at like a big national schedule, they don't have much of competition experience. This is probably going to be the first time that they face real competition against each other. So the mistakes are bound to happen. It'll probably be a low-scoring, close game, but I do think LaSalle will prevail in the end. I swear with this fly, dude. I'm going to get the fly
swatter. Open the window.
Go get the swatter, RTG.
I'm going to get the swatter, and when I get it, I'm going to twist it until its little head comes off.
Oh, God. Ryan.
Yeah, Nick, get that visual.
I don't want that visual. Anyways.
Right, Nick, we're actually talking about Malvern and LaSalle. Let's go.
Yes, I know what we're talking about. And that game's down at Ocean City. And
that's what we said. Yes, it is.
They have a very, very nice press box, by the way. It's a double-decker. Okay, which I thought is quite. I think that's quite cool. I mean, Pat, are you going to that one?
Yes. Yeah, I will be at that one.
All right,
listen, if you go into the box, will you be on the call for that one?
Yes. Yeah, I will.
Okay. I don't know where you guys set up, and if it's in the box, look at both stories. I mean, that's absolutely sweet. RTG was talking about LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep yesterday in Worthy Ranking stream, and RTG was just in there yapping the whole time.
I was talking about the prep because he was asking about our wide receiver talent. Let's not.
Yeah. But I think that LaSalle should win this one again. I think they should start off 2-0, win back-to-back games down at Ocean City, and they should come out of this one victorious and keep their PA rank at 2, maybe bump up to 1.
That would take a lot.
Maybe bump up to 1.
Bump up to 1.
Of course, LaSalle sitting at number 38 in the country according to Max Preps. We'll get to the St. Joe's Preps rankings in a moment. Next, gentlemen, is the game I will be at. I'm very excited for this game. Thank you to the great people at Louisiana for a great invite to the student section for the game. I'm hoping for some good Anthony Georgia Media post game interviews as well. But Louisiana has a wonderful press box that I'm sure Pat will get to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
With two levels. It's one thing, but it has it's one level, but it has two things. So it's there's 2 levels of seating, which is very nice.
What does Georgia like more, Louisiana's press box or Franklin Field?
Franklin Field. It's easy.
All right, fair enough.
But
he loves Louisiana.
I do like Louisiana due to its proximity to my house. I appreciate that because it's closer than essentially every school but O'Hara. So yeah, I think that this is going to be a 20-point LaSalle win. I'll go through Louisiana's best players. I screenshotted their Instagram, so I would remember who they are. There's Jay Burrell. He has some FCS offers. There's
this guy.
There's Justin. I don't know his last name. He doesn't have it posted. It's just Justin.
McGill, defensive tackle, 6 foot.
Yeah, that's him, Justin McGill. He has a Stonehill offer and a West Virginia State offer. West Virginia State, my grandpa went there. Go Yellow Jackets, I think. Yeah, Yellow Jackets. Jamar Taylor, I really like him. He's a stud. So he's solid. You've got this is a last name, Ryan Van Kerhoven. Van Kerkhoven, excuse me. He's taken a visit to Maine. He's pretty solid. You've got Odell Teal. He's got West Virginia Pitt offers, Akron, Ohio, Stony Brook. So those are the guys for Louisiana. They're a solid team, but LaSalle has Joey O'Brien, Grayson McHugh, and Gavin Sidwar. They're a different level of team here. So with all due respect to Louisiana, Delaware's best team. I think it's a pretty easy choice on who I'm taking here. Give me the Explorers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously LaSalle's gonna win. And yeah, that's it, because there's no reason why this should be a discussion.
Okay, I agree. I just wanted to give the viewers some names to watch out for.
Yeah. I was gonna give a whole discussion, but it's not that hard. I'll take LaSalle.
Yeah, same here. I think.
Okay, nice and simple.
Very simple.
Calvert Hall from Baltimore, Northeast High School, 1 p.m. September 13th. I'm actually surprised LaSalle's playing in Northeast. Nice. Well, actually, it's not a nice press box. Ryan can second that.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible, but it was very. It particularly.
Well, the other press box is better.
The other press box, the one that Bob was in, was a lot better than ours. We were next to Coach Stratz, which was an experience. Hearing him yelling the entire game.
Well, should have jumped off sides.
There was some mold. There's some mold.
Ooh, that's yucky.
There was this.
Isn't that yucky, Nick?
There was an old.
That is yucky.
There was an old chair, an old trash can. It seemed like not many people had been in there as of recent. But it was tight packed because we had to fit like 3-4 people in there. So yeah, I think LaSalle's going to win this. Calvert Hall, top 10 team in Maryland, but nothing special. Explorers, big.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that'll be much of a problem for LaSalle, but anything could happen.
Yeah, I mean, once again, LaSalle, easy.
I think also LaSalle's going to take this one, but there are some names on Calvert Hall to look out for, like Chris Hewitt Jr., who's committed to Rutgers, and his father was a assistant coach or a defensive coach at defensive backs coach from 2012 to 2024 for the Baltimore Ravens, and was played 3 years with the New Orleans Saints. So, and he also coached at Rutgers, where Hewitt Jr. is going to be playing. So I think this kid, who had offers from Cincinnati and Boston College, is somebody to look out for the number 10 ranked team in Maryland.
Yeah. Next, I actually wish I could go to this game. Nick might have to go to this. LaSalle versus Roman at Widener. I'll be at.
Oh yeah, I can go.
I'll be at Ramp Playground.
Do we have a game that day? If we don't have a game that day, I'll go.
I'll be at Ramp Playground. God help Ryan and I, and in that tiny little 10-seat stadium. At
what is that date, Sorgi? The 26th.
26th.
We play Newman Goretti.
It's unfortunate, Nick. It's unfortunate.
I feel like I have something to do on October 26th.
September.
I think this game's at the Conchier Field, but
okay.
Maybe make arrangements. I don't know.
I think we all are going to agree that at Leslie Quick Stadium, LaSalle's going to beat Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be. I don't know. I mean, well, LaSalle will be in mid-season form, so yeah, I think that they'll probably handily win. I don't know. Roman's just underrated, though. I don't know.
All right, let's get to the rest of PCL play. We're gonna skip over to the St. Joe's Prep game. We'll leave that for the end.
Of course.
But I think Bonner, Prendy, Cardinal O'Hara, Father Judge. This feels like Oh, Pat, you have to go to Rant Playground too. It's unfortunate.
Oof.
It's rough. And O'Hara games at Wissahickon, and a place that Ryan and I enjoyed because we won a football game there, pretty big one, in fact. But shout out to LaSalle for selling 10,000 tickets to a 5,000 seat stadium.
Yeah,
great planning by the Explorers.
Many things I can't say on the Anthony Sorgi stream broadcast.
Nick, were you knowing the 10,000 tickets?
Yeah, and the fact that you skipped over Towson.
Calvert Hall is from Towson. That's Towson.
Oh, that is Towson. My apologies.
Gosh.
I was wondering why they were on the same. I was so confused, Sorgi.
Calvert Hall is a school from Towson. Yeah.
My brain.
Okay. Are we all just going to be in agreement? Bonner, LaSalle beats Bonner, LaSalle beats O'Hara, LaSalle beats Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy, plain and simple. Let's get to.
I don't know. Maybe Bonner's a game to watch out for now.
Okay. Let's. I actually kind of want to work the prep schedule backwards because I know, Pat, you have to get out of here at 1, right?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, you're good? Okay, well, then we'll go through the whole thing. As long as
for Tuesday, yeah.
Okay, as long as everyone's good, then we're good.
I got till 1:30.
Ryan Sullivan. What'd you say, Nick?
I said I got till 1:20.
Yeah, that's plenty of time for us. Ryan, we saw St. Joe's Prep wearing beautiful crimson jerseys on Saturday. I'm going to be the one calling for them to bring those as an actual jersey because they look quite good in the photos. They looked okay in person. What'd you say, Ryan?
They look good in the photos.
Yeah, they look very good in the photos. But that said, as Dom Camp from Harris texting me, wonderful, we love Dom Camp. We saw them scrimmage. Ryan, give us the. We talked to Coach Roken after the game. Had very good. Shout out to the team again. I said this on Instagram Live. The team gave us great access to the sidelines. Usually we don't get that up and close, but that was fun. There's no track at University of Delaware, so we were right up with the players.
It's always behind the line.
Yeah, so we were having a fun time. Ryan, give us your takeaways
from St. John's.
Yeah,
I did this, but okay. So I think that overall, my only concern was the offensive line. Everything else I thought was pretty good. A bit miscommunication early from Charlie and his plethora of wide receivers. But I think, and there were a couple of videos on my Instagram that you may or may not have saw. He had made some nice throws to a couple of wide receivers, that being Alston, that being Elam, that being obviously the over-the-shoulder ball to Jet. So one that I think that we're going to see more times than one this season. I saw it in practice a couple of times and in this scrimmage. So I think that we will eventually see it in game form, hopefully against some of the higher levels of competition. But nonetheless, I thought that Charlie played well. He's trying to add some running to his game. I'm not sure if there are many people that like that. Just because he is a big, in my opinion, not because I don't think he can run, because he did it really well in the second LaSalle game last season, and he was doing it pretty well in practice. He's a very big target. He is the St. Joe's Prep starting quarterback, and I don't say that arrogantly. I say that in the fact that you're the number one team in the state. You have a lot of eyes on you. You're a big target to a lot of linebackers and defensive backs. So hopefully Charlie has the awareness, go down, don't get hit. And I think he does have that awareness. I'm not accusing him of not having it, though. So I think that, it's a bit of a concern of mine, but hopefully he protects himself well. Run game-wise, Kai obviously is Kion. Once he gets to the second level, he has that juke that is unstoppable. If you go back and watch the highlights from Pittsburgh Central Catholic, you'll know what I'm talking about. Darisaw, not the greatest beginning. I thought that he was in with the second team, though. So not too many holes opened up. And obviously St. John's kept in their first team for the entire game, except for those final two drives. So, yeah, I was very impressed, though, with Amin Williams. Obviously won freshman team MVP last season. And he was very hard to bring down. He was continuously driving his feet in the ground, just trying and fighting for those extra yards. A little shades of Will Vokalos, maybe.
We love anything of Will Vokalos.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that Amin turns out to be one of the better prep running backs we've had in the past couple of seasons. Obviously, I think their games are a bit different, but I think that's just one similarity you have. But he bounced to the outside on one touchdown. On the I think it was the second to last drive, he broke off like two defenders. Obviously, Amin being within the program in the past couple of seasons, that obviously helps him. But the only problem I have offensively is the offensive line. It just was not a great start for the offensive line, and I think the guys know that. I was talking to some of them after the game. They knew that it wasn't their best performance. I think the coaching staff knew it wasn't the best performance for them. I think that they have to establish a number one group very quickly. I think that they will do that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But for a lot of people saying the Prep don't have all this wide receiver talent, Nick will know. I said it in the Worthy's stream last night. You have Jet Harrison, Alston Frisbee, Elam Total, Jacoby Martin, Najee Williams, Kyle Allman, Victor Ezewuku. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I've been trying to do it for the past 2 months. That's 7. I'm definitely missing somebody. I actually don't think I am.
How many of those have offers, by the way? Just for the record, 4, 5?
Jet, Najee, Victor, Jacoby. That's 4, yeah.
Okay, so 4 have and what about is Du Bois playing freshman?
Yeah, he's freshman ball.
Freshman, okay. I thought so. I just wanted to check there. So 4 of those guys have offers. Alston, I'm assuming, is going to be picking up.
Him and Elam will probably pick up.
Him and Elam are going to pick offers up very quickly. They're both really good. Yeah. Anything else you want to touch on?
Defensively, I think that was a great performance. Obviously, when the starters came out, they get the backup. The second team gave up 2 touchdowns. Nothing to really hang your hat on. But they forced a fumble. Messiah almost had an interception. Who also got a rep at running back too. He had one carry. He was telling me that he always played running back. So I guess maybe we'll see a little bit of that over the course of the season. I don't know. But I thought it was a very good game for the secondary. The Prep do have a little bit of problems of defending the check down, but they do tackle well. The Prep have always historically tackled well, so they did that well in that game as there. Lockley played good. Boggs had a pretty good game. Dale Jacquez, another standout. Defensive line, they started out a bit slow, but I think overall had about 7 sacks I counted. There might have been more. Jay Nitt's a pretty good game. Haskell had a sack. I know Shuley had maybe 2. Obviously, you weren't allowed to bring down the quarterback, but just kind of, they counted it as a sack. On the second team, I thought Travin Roberts was a standout.
Yeah, really, boy.
Yeah, I thought he was a standout. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Secondary is probably one of the best. I'd say probably the best secondary, just overall as a bunch of talents, and probably the entire PCL. When you have 3 guys with all Division I offers, one committed to West Virginia, that being Samaj Hill, I think that the Prep had a really good performance, and yeah, we'll see what happens on Friday.
Okay, so we're just going to kind of skip over because, there's no real point in talking about Judge, Roman, Bonner, O'Hara. We know the results of those. But I'll say September 26th, Father Judge, 7 p.m., Ramp Playground. Friday, October 10th, Roman Catholic, Quick Stadium, Widener, 7 p.m. Saturday, October 18th, at Bonner, 1 p.m.
I'll be at the Roman game, baby.
And Saturday, October 25th, Cardinal O'Hara, 2 p.m. at Commonwealth Egan. That's senior day. Let's get to it. Game 1, Ryan Sullivan. I know we won't get your prediction until Thursday night when we have the official preview show. I know what your prediction is. I'm just not going to say it. And I'll also save mine for later in the week. But
Boo.
I think we can both, Ryan, give X's and O's. But let's go backwards around the horn here. Nick Mash, start us off.
Yeah, well, Sorgi, as much as I want to take St. Joe's Prep in this first game, I can't. I can't do it. Right? I want to bring myself to do it. They play American Heritage. Where's that game at, Ryan? What state? Like where?
St. Thomas Aquinas.
St. Thomas Aquinas. Where's that? That's in Florida.
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale. American Heritage is the 8th national ranked team. Well, nationally ranked
let
in
me
the
touch
country.
on that, by the way.
St. Joe's Prep ranked 30, Florida the 3rd rank, and look at these players, Sorgi. I can't take.
Yeah. So Nick, can I say something very quickly about the rankings? I forgot to mention. So St. Joe's Prep ranked number 30 by Max Prep, 17 by ESPN, 20 by Sports Illustrated. American Heritage ranked number 8 by Max Preps, 9 by ESPN, and 18 by Sports Illustrated.
And then you just look at some of these players. I mean, they have a plethora of seniors, but they're all, over 6 foot. They're great players. They all have, good offers. They have a punter. That's the breaking point for me.
Every team has a punter.
You also have a punter.
I don't care. RTG, listen, I think I know where Ryan stands in his picks, just because of the aggravation that this is giving him. They have 2 kickers.
We have 3 kickers and punters. Blake Scholler.
We have 1.
Well, isn't that rich?
But I just can't take the Prep in a game like this. I'm gonna take American Heritage. Pat, you're up.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about American Heritage, but I'll take them. Based off what you said.
Yeah. Do you have anything else, Pat?
Nope.
Okay, then I'll kind of run through. I'll steal some of Ryan's notes here.
Like we all do.
I'm not going to the game, so I'm not going to take my own.
Well, I mean, everybody steals my notes, whether it's you or anybody. To be fair, I'm just a football guru. I'm just the guru. I'm just the research film guru.
Let's talk about Bell. This is a Texas commit, Gatorade Player of the Year, 5-star, number 2 player in the country according to Rivals, or number 3 player, number 1 quarterback. This guy's insane. He's the best quarterback in the country, and there's no question about it.
I don't know about no question about it.
I'm going by Rivals. I'm just saying.
I don't know about no question about it, though. I don't know about that.
Competition.
There's Curtis.
Okay, that I'm like, he has competition, but I'm saying he's number 1. Like,
all right, if you say so.
Okay, let's go to Jonathan Bueno, the running back. This is a guy with Kentucky, Maryland, Syracuse offers, as well as some others. He is, as everyone is on this team, he's quick. Then you go to Jafar Jean Noel, the Georgia Tech commit, number 121 wide receiver in the country. How about this, guys? A 54.01 in the 4x400. That's some good research by Ryan Sullivan there.
Yeah.
On his track time. Guy's quick, as is Jamar Denson, the 3-star receiver heading to Troy. And as is Brandon Bennett, the Florida State commit, 4-star number 41 wide receiver in the country. Then you go to the defense. Look at the 3-star Kimani Morales heading to Georgia Tech. You go to Derek Nichols, the 3-star heading to USF at safety. Toledo commit on the line, the defensive end, Radarian Telez. He's a really solid player. Then you look at Dylan Bennett at linebacker, Bowling Green, FAU, South Florida, Western Kentucky, Western Michigan offers, to name a few. He's good. Then you go to the 3-star Isaac Tanis.
I don't know.
Western Kentucky commit. He's solid. How about Corey Simon, 3-star James Madison?
Corey Simon, dude. That dude is like a truck in a man's body.
Bulldozer.
Absolute bulldozer. Knocking dudes down like it's nobody's business. Those people have families, man. Gee, man.
How about Amari Nugent at corner? This is a guy with Auburn, Colorado, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, Minnesota, Ole Miss, UCF, Oregon State, USF offers. This guy's really good. Number 24 player in Florida. And then you go, how about Aldarius Johnson? He has a ton of offers: Indiana, Louisville, Miami, LSU, Minnesota, West Virginia, Texas A&M, Wisconsin, to name a few. This team's really good. What I'll say is I think it's going to be a close game. What it's going to take for St. Joe's Prep to win is a high-scoring game. They got to get into the high 20s, low 30s. That's my take.
One thing I will say is that, and I thought about this the other day, or just last night. Dia Bell hasn't played a game in almost 10 months, 9 months, because he hurt his leg really bad.
I mean, he's played OT7, but that's not
football.
That's not football. But he's been on the field, but he hasn't been on a field.
Right. So that's one thing you can look at. I think that I don't know how much it'll matter, but that's just something to look at. I think that the prep it's going to be up to the prep's defensive line. Really, a lot of it's going to be up to their defensive and offensive line. But offensively, it's a whole. It's a collective unit. Everything's got to go right to make one play work. But I think as a defense, it's going to be the defensive line that has to play well. Georgie, you read off all the players down on my notes. Notice how you didn't say one offensive lineman. Mm-hmm. That means that all the biggest recruiting websites, including myself, don't think that they have a offensive lineman that is that noteworthy. Obviously they're pretty decent, but they're not that noteworthy to, make a whole big spiel over, right? So it's going to be the defensive line that has to get home in this game on Dia Bell. Now, obviously, he can run, and the DBs can't guard forever, so that it's going to be up a lot up to the edge rushers. I'm looking at Colton Anderson, the Cornell commit. I'm looking at Jason Nitz, who should be picking up a Division I offer pretty soon. I'm looking at those guys. You got to get home on Dia Bell. That's going to be the biggest thing in this game.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad about the game earlier, and he's like, they have 12 D1 offered guys? I'm like, yeah, they're really good. And he's like, well, we don't have that many, right? And I'm like, no, we have 17. We have 17 at St. Joe's Prep. This team has a lot of guys with D1 offers and commitments. It's going to be a close game. I think Ryan would agree there.
Yeah, 100%. I think it'll be a close game. Once again, both teams are not in midseason form, so there are obviously going to be some problems. I think that this will be a potential low-scoring game. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's either going to have to be really low scoring or really high scoring for the Prep to win, in my opinion. I feel like either they got to hold Heritage to below 20 or they got to score above 30 if they want to win this game. It's going to be one or it's going to be the other. It's going to be a game won in the trenches. There's no doubt there. Let's take it to Salesianum, 8 p.m. The Classic against DeMatha. I think there's 8 games over the weekend being played at Avicenio Stadium right off of downtown Wilmington next to 95. This is a big game. Not the biggest of games, but still DeMatha's a respectable team. 36 in the country per Max Reps, 22 per ESPN, 24 per SI. Gentlemen, thoughts?
Nick, what are you doing?
I'm throwing this in the air and catching in it. It's a battery.
And you go to high school.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro?
You're throwing a battery in the air like a kindergartner.
It's a battery to my ring light that I
take off that Archbishop Carroll hat and put on the Ridley.
Yeah. Who do you think you are, RTG? So basically, what I was gonna say, before RTG so rudely insulted me.
What are you doing? That's just odd. And it's also a lack of dedication to
over here. I thought that it was just a thing.
You also weren't paying attention to Anthony Sorgi. This is
I was listening. He was just
Pat over here. He's paying attention. He's got his hat on that I'm not a fan of, but he's got
yapping. I can't listen to him. Okay.
I was giving the people a rundown.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Nick.
Anyways,
Nick needs to give me credit for giving him that hat.
I don't need any analysis. Give me the prep here. It shouldn't be that difficult.
I kind of agree with Nick, but in a bit more of an in-depth way.
Let's get the Pat first.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I actually sincerely apologize, Pat. Unlike what I do to Nick.
I agree. I think the prep will win pretty easily.
Okay, Ryan, you give the analysis on this one. I don't feel like pulling up.
I don't even think he needs to. It's just so laid out and simple.
It's not laid out and simple.
I think it is.
DeMatha is a good team with a pretty half decent defense, but they're going through a quarterback change at the current moment in time. And in the second week of the season, we looked at not to throw any shade on on our quarterback, but Charlie Falk in the first half of the season was not the greatest quarterback in America. He knows it. I know it. He knows he had to improve. We were talking about it. He knew he had to improve, but he knew he had great quarterbacks around him to help him and a great coaching staff. So I actually don't even know who DeMatha's quarterback is going to be. So we're just going to have to take it by ear. Maybe somebody else knows, but I know I don't. So yeah, we're just going to have to take that by ear. So, in the second week of the season, it's going to be tough for, a brand new quarterback on a national stage to, pick up the load and, take it to the promised land. So we'll see how that turns out, but I think St. Joe's Prep will come away with the win. James Pace, though, off the edge for DeMatha, is definitely an incredible player, 4-star defensive end. Sorgi, you're not hiding your laughter too well. I'm just gonna.
No, I'm not. Someone made a comment about our good friend Drew Zimmerman.
That's rough. That's rough. Anyway,
and a prep kid made a good comment about Drew Zimmerman. So
that's rough. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's DeMatha's best player, but I think the prep will ultimately win. It's not going to be a blowout. It'll be closer. I think it'll be within single digits. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking at this DeMatha roster really quickly. I did end up pulling up Ryan's notes. They have a lot of good players. They have a lot of good players, but it's it just doesn't seem like they're that deep. They have guys at the top of the roster, whether it's LeVar Keys at wide receiver, Evan Jones at receiver, Joshua Parker at receiver, and then on the state, they have Darryl Carey, Justin Booz, and James Pace, you mentioned. Zion Smith heading to North Carolina on the inside. This is a solid team, but they're not St. Joe's Prep level, plain and simple. Okay, let's take it to the game of the year. Well, we'll see, because Prep LaSalle is actually the game of the year, if we're being honest. Let's go. St. Francis, St. Joe's Prep, 7 p.m., Franklin Field, under the lights of University City. This is going to be the biggest game St. Joe's Prep has, one of the biggest games we've ever played. And if we win, it'll be the biggest win in program history. Nick Mastripolito, Prep St. Francis.
Yeah, so before I get into the analysis, I'm going to keep it plain and simple. I don't think St. Joe's Prep wins this one, to be completely honest with you. And I'll explain why. Okay, we go to St. Francis. Obviously, I like to start off with the rankings. They're ranked number 5 nationally and number 1 ranked in Maryland. Now let's take a look at the players. There's one guy that I want to highlight specifically, and it's Zion Ely. I'm not quite Ely. I wasn't sure if I was pronouncing that last name correctly, but he's a 5-star. His scout grade is 93. He's ranked 2nd in the ESPN 300. He's the number 1 player in Maryland, the number 1 in his position in the entire country, and the number 1 player in the region, according to ESPN. This kid is committed to Maryland, but has offers from some of the top schools like Georgia, Miami, Michigan State, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Oregon, Penn State. The list goes on and on. This kid's insane, and he's listed as an athlete. Sorry, I believe he's listed as a defensive end on.
Actually, he said he's going to play wide receiver in college as well as at the end
on St. Francis. But then there's another guy that I want to highlight who will be joining Zion Ely at Maryland, and it's Hakeem Satterwhite, who is listed as an athlete. He's a senior. He's committed to Maryland. And this kid is also somebody that the prep needs to look out for. He's a corner, but listing him as an athlete, he seems to be able to play at a couple different spots on the field. But this kid just looks special as well. So this St. Francis team, oh my gosh, man, they look something special. Now I'm not quite sure who their quarterback's going to be, whether it's Denari Hill or who else it's going to be.
I believe it'll be Hill. I think that's on my doc.
Nick, I have breaking news that's going to make you happy.
What?
Joe Flacco starting quarterback for the Browns.
That does make me happy. I am an avid Joe Flacco lover. That is my favorite NFL player of all time. It could be Ezekiel Noah, though, starting at quarterback, a wide receiver, and quarterback.
It'll be Denard. It'll be Hill. He's got the
It'll
offer.
be Hill.
He's got the offer from Syracuse, Sacramento State, and UMass. He also played last.
Just hear that. I mean, listen to that.
He also played last season as well. 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns, 184 rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns.
I hate to say it, but I really think you guys agree that this is not a game that the Prep is going to win.
No, I don't think so. I've already said it. I don't think the Prep will win. I mean, listen, the Prep is a very good team, but I think that St. Francis is just a better team as we speak. I mean, literally, I think every single position somebody has a Division I offer or is committed. So it's just a tough team to beat, man. It really is.
Pat?
I'll agree with you guys on that one.
Yeah. St. Francis is too good, dude. I hope the Prep can keep it within single digits. That would be spectacular. I don't expect it, though. I don't expect it to be a blowout, but I don't expect it to be a nail biter. Somewhere in between 2-score game, or maybe even, like 14-10, between 10 and 17 points. I'll put it that way. Okay, let's go to Good Counsel. St. Joe's Prep's going to win this football game. They're going to win it by double digits. Good Counsel's not. I'd say LaSalle's better than Good Counsel. I don't think Good Counsel's anything too special. They have Sweeney, obviously, he's really good, but elsewhere, Good Counsel's not elite.
Yeah, Anthony Sweeney is an absolute force off the edge, 4-star. Actually, just got his 5th star, I believe. So he's definitely great. But other than that, I mean, there's some talent on Good Counsel, no doubt about it. One of the better teams in Maryland, who's taken a very big surge in football, by the way. But yeah, overall, the Prep is just a more talented team, the better coached team. I think that they win that game.
100%.
Pat?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the game.
Does that bring us to your guys' game?
This is the game of the year. This is the rivalry. This is Pennsylvania's top game. If there is a year for LaSalle College High School to get the job done both in the first time and the time when it matters, it is this year. But St. Joe's Prep is elite. Both sides of the ball, they are going to – this is one of the best Prep teams that we have ever seen, according to expert Ryan Sullivan, also known as Ryan Hollywood.
Ryan Hollywood.
These two teams are elite. On one side, you have Joey O'Brien. He's going to Notre Dame. You look at Gavin Sidwar. You look at Grayson McHugh. This LaSalle team, top to bottom, is spectacular. But the Hawks are the Hawks. There is a standard at St. Joe's Prep. They haven't missed a state championship game in a decade or so, and they haven't lost.
Actually, 9 years to be exact.
Wasn't it 2015?
No, 9 years.
But, okay, well, close enough. We'll make it sound better with a decade. But
that's true.
But 3 straight, and then they lost, and they did 3 straight before that. They're looking to become the first team ever to go 4 at PA's top level. Nick Mastripolito, you're the only one without bias in this. I want Game 1 prediction and Game 2 prediction.
Game 1 and Game 2. Okay, so I believe Game 1 is St. Joe's Prep has the home field advantage for that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we do. We have a great home field advantage at America's oldest double-decker stadium.
Jesus Christ.
With a press box that's going to make Pat and us terrified for our lives.
Quiver.
So Sorgi just loves, I guess, all Prep, even the football field. But
I love Franklin Field. It's Usain Bolt ran on that track, Nick. Chuck Bednarik helped the Eagles win an NFL championship on that field.
All right, Anthony Sorgi loves Franklin Field. But truth be told, I really like this LaSalle team. Obviously, a lot of people are excited for Gavin Sidwar and Joey O'Brien, as they were in the previous years. Obviously, these guys get a lot of national media attention, from overtime and guys like that. So I just saw Gavin Sidwar throw a deep bomb this morning. I saw it on my feed from the scrimmage game, and it was a very impressive throw, but he is not the number one quarterback in the state. That goes to Charlie Folk and the Hawks. Okay. This prep team, oh my gosh. I mean, Jet Harrison, there's too many words for me at this point in my life. They have like 17 wide receivers. You can always lend one to Archbishop Carroll if you would like to. They have a punter.
Yes, okay? We've three actually.
I'm heavy on the punters. They have great running backs. This team is just is too good to top. They have the best quarterback in the state, the best starting running back in the state. They got beat out for the best wide receiver in the state, but Jet might take that soon. But once Joey leaves for college, but in this game one, I'm gonna take St. Joe's Prep.
In game two?
In game two, what would that be? A playoff game?
That would be essentially winner is going to win the state championship.
Okay. Do we know who would basically have home field, or are we just?
It's going to be at beautiful Villanova.
At Villanova. I got to go with the Prep again.
Okay.
See, I got to do it. I would like to say they would split like last year, but I just can't. I don't know that I can. With all the information that I have right now, Charlie Folk's the best quarterback in the state. I mean, yeah, truly, that's all I have here. I'm going to take St. Joe's Prep winning 2 games over LaSalle this year. And that's no bias.
Let's go to actually I wanna match it up so there's a LaSalle guy and then a Prep guy going at the end. So I'll go now and then we'll go to Pat and Ryan. So we get the two at the end. Game one. I kinda I gave the tease there. These two teams are elite. LaSalle is about as good as they're gonna get. They were great last year. They're great again this year. This is the last ride for this core for the Explorers. Joey O'Brien and company are very, very solid, and I have no questions that this LaSalle team is about as good as it gets unless you're St. Joe's Prep. Looking top to bottom, this St. Joe's Prep team is just simply on another level. Looking at this roster, you look at Colton Anderson. We mentioned him earlier going to Cornell. Messiah Acree is a stud at corner. Samaj Hill next to him, heading to West Virginia. You look at Brandon Ross. He's got a Syracuse offer. How about Charlie Folk, the best quarterback in the state, as Nick said. Kyle Billups, first 1,000-yard rusher since DeAndre Swift. He's headed to Monmouth. Brandon Lockley has offers from every school you could think of in this country. Highlighted, of course, at the top, Penn State, Tennessee, to name a couple. Alex Haskell, the best in PA, stay in PA. He is doing just that. Look at Rob Novotny heading up to the Bronx, Fordham. You look at Jacoby Martin, the incoming freshman, already with a Syracuse offer. Jet Harrison, in my opinion, no disrespect to Joey O'Brien, Jet Harrison's on par for the best receiver in the state. Those two are both incredible. But Jet, look at this guy. Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State offers after his freshman year. John Boggs got offers from Princeton, Harvard, Penn, and Dartmouth. How about Sean Molly going to Holy Cross? Jake Namnen going to Dartmouth. Steve Landers with an offer from Wheeling. Tommy Lance, Hampton, Sydney, Wheeling, and Muhlenberg, and Hanover offers. And then Najee Williams, Duke, Syracuse, Penn State, Delaware State. And then also in that wide receiver tight end core, Victor and Jake Wilson. They have some great offers as well. This St. Joe's Prep team is just simply too good. The Hawks are going to win the first time at Franklin Field. They're going to win the second time at Villanova, and they are going to win the state championship. 4 in a row. Book your trip to Mechanicsburg. Pat Birkhead, the floor is yours.
I'm going to disagree with you two. I think the Prep will take the first game, but I think Joey O'Brien and all of them will get it done in the playoffs. It's their last run together. I think Coach Gordon is going to be able to pull it off in the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't have much else to say.
Well, I will say that they better pull it off because, it's the last time together, and I believe that LaSalle will not have a chance in the next at least 5 years to beat St. Joe's Prep. So it's do or die if you are LaSalle College High School right now, and they better figure it out, or else you pay the price for the next few years. I'm going to take St. Joe's Prep to win both games. I don't think it's a question in my eyes. I think that the Prep are almightily a lot better than LaSalle as we speak. I think there are too many questions when you look at LaSalle College High School right now, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Linebacker, I understand you just got Zyke Scott. I don't know how well adjusted he is to the system right now. Pat could probably touch on that a lot better than me. You have Joey O'Brien in the secondary. I know Hopkins, I think it is, in the secondary as well.
Hopkins, and then other ones.
He's also got to take a heavy load at wide receiver this season. I believe that's what the coach said in the interview with Bob Long. I listen. Defensive line. I know Pat said that they had a pretty good day stopping the run, but I won't say you faced the Sisters of the Poor, but you also didn't face a good team. You got to face Malvern. You're going to have to face Pittsburgh Central Catholic. We'll see how that turns out then. Offensively, you have Gavin Sidwar, but he's not better than Charlie Folk. You have Owen Johnson and Joey O'Brien. Hopkins, he's playing both. Joey is playing both ways. So when it comes down to the clutch time, crunch time, is he going to be ready? Is his conditioning going to be up to par? I would think that it will be. I'm not necessarily so sure. Did he gas out in the last few games? I don't know. Did he? We'll have to see. LaSalle really didn't go anywhere in that last drive in the second game against St. Joe's Prep. So there are a lot there. An offensive line. I know that you have McHugh. I don't know anybody else on the offensive line of note. Pat, is there anybody there?
They've got a few big guys. There's a guard, Andrew Sorge, 2027. He has some interest from, I think, Penn State and Rutgers. But
all right,
maybe Catholic U commit the other guard. But yeah.
I can't really talk much about the offensive line because that's something that the Prep does need to improve on, but I think both teams probably need to improve on. Running back, I definitely would take Kion Billups at the current moment in time. And then obviously in the wide receiver core, you're going with St. Joseph's Prep. Every position group on the field, I am going with St. Joe's Prep at the current moment. As of August 18th, things can change. Injuries happen. We'll have to see what the way teams look. Another thing I want to point out, by the time October 4th comes around, and I think we all agree the Prep will win that first game, but just another nail, just kind of a nail in the coffin for this. Where the hell did Nick go?
He had to leave.
Okay, bye, Nick. The Prep are playing top 50 teams in the country, all in the span of 4 weeks, right? LaSalle are playing teams that are like top 300 in the country. The level of competition that the Prep are going to be playing are just far exceed the level of LaSalle. So I think that the Prep will be a lot more prepared for that first game as well. But anyway, I'm going with St. Joe's Prep in those first 2 games.
There you go. And Pat, I'm assuming you're saying LaSalle wins the state title?
Yeah.
Ryan, you say St. Joe's Prep wins the state title?
I say the Prep cruise to a state championship.
Okay, well, I guess that'll do it. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'd like to thank Pat for making an appearance here on Sword 2 Stories. You can catch him on Bob Long Sports all year.
Except for the first game.
Except for the first game. And we'll be watching the first game, as I'm assuming Pat will be as well. Because who doesn't want to watch the PCL football? 8 p.m., LaSalle, Central Catholic. Pat, good luck to the Explorers, and we'll stay in touch throughout the year.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Anytime. Pat Birkhead of LaSalle on the show. Thank you to Pat for joining us today. Now, Ryan, tell people where you can find all week.
Ryan Sully Sports Media on Instagram, Ryan the Great RTG on both YouTube and X. Also, Ryan the Great RTG on TikTok as Well, I was in that Kion Billups edit I showed you, Sorgy. My hand was in there, my microphone. I thought I did a pretty good job there, the finger placement on the little microphone. I'm telling you right now, dude, I'm getting better. I'm good. That was when we murdered Bonner. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's where you can find me. Yeah, that's kind of WSJP, obviously everywhere.
What's it talk about this week?
Yeah, yeah. So I will say that while if you do want to watch the game this Friday, I would say do that. I think a lot of people are going to do that, but I mean, why would you want to listen to those broadcasters? Why wouldn't you want to listen? I'm being serious. Why wouldn't you want to listen to people who actually know the prep, have talked to the players, have talked to the coaches? These people from these people who are these ESPN broadcasters, they're going to be, they're what are they going to do? They're going to go to one practice, maybe they're going to talk to Roken, Charlie, and Jet one time. Like, it's countless times we've talked to Coach Roken and Charlie and lots of other players throughout our time at the prep, and even in the last couple of days.
We text with these guys every day.
Right. So there's just a level of knowledge that we have that just far exceeds anybody from ESPN. And if I'm being honest, they're going to be focused on the Florida team, which is American Heritage more. It's going to be like a homer broadcast because it's based in Florida. Like let's be real here. You don't want to listen to ESPN. You want to listen to WSJP. Obviously, I'm not saying don't watch it because I know you want to see video. But you want to hear something that is not going to be fully biased towards American Heritage, and also you also want to hear people that talk to the prep guys every single day. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. If you're a PCL Philly local, you want to listen to Tom Schalk and Ryan Sullivan on the call. But exactly. Ryan, Thursday night.
Yes, we'll have the preview show. I am very excited about that. I don't think people really know who I'm taking. Nick thinks I'm taking the prep. Some of my
I know you're taking.
based off the way I've been talking about Heritage. Some people think I'm taking Heritage. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe I'm Sorgy. Maybe I'm swerving you.
Maybe you're swerving.
Maybe I'm swerving you, Sorgy.
Maybe you'll go to practice and you'll change your opinion.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'm swerving. Maybe I'm swerving everybody.
Maybe you are swerving everyone.
Maybe I'm pulling out like a wrestling thing. Speaking of that, Raw tonight's gonna be good.
We'll see you Thursday night. Maybe you can find a way to get me on the show Thursday night. Maybe.
What show? We're doing the preview show?
Yeah, maybe you can get a little StreamYard action going.
Well, I thought we were doing our own preview show.
Oh, we can do our own preview show.
I thought that's what we established.
When do we want to do it?
I thought we were doing that like at night when we got back to the hotel and all that stuff.
Well, we could do it either then or we could do it Friday morning.
I'd rather do it Thursday night.
Oh, well, then we'll do Thursday night. We'll do our own preview show.
Well, Thursday is going to be the Thursday is like for the interviews and stuff like that. Our like WSJP preview show.
Okay, so you'll give your prediction on our preview show.
Right.
Do we want to do the preview show on WSJP though?
No.
Okay, we're gonna do it here, I guess. Or we'll do it on Instagram. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. But Dom Camp will be on the pregame show, of course. And then he'll be down on the field for the game in his suit. God help him.
I don't know what he's going to do.
Like on the field with the turf is probably going to be upwards of 120, 100.
They're going to have the EMTs out there specifically for him.
Yeah. But for you and Dom Schalk, you guys will be up in the stands enjoying some good St. Joe's prep football. It's going to be a rainy day in South Florida.
Is it actually? Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm sorry that's going to have to how the Sunshine State is going to be for you. And then Saturday, if you're a high school football fan, you're not missing Saturday's games down there in Florida on ESPN and ESPN2. Modern day St. Thomas Aquinas, St. Francis against Chaminade. The Broward County Showcase is elite, plain and simple. Ryan Sullivan will be down there. You know where to find him. He's on WSJP and all of the sites he previously mentioned. And Philly Sports Digest, of course.
I forgot to mention.
And for me, you know where to find me at Anthony Sorgi Media on Instagram, right here on YouTube. WSJP, always PCL Sports Network, Philly Sports Digest. We're rocking and rolling into the week. St. Joe's Prep Football, PCL Football. starts Friday night. For Ryan, for Pat, for Nick, this has been a special edition of Storage Stories. The 2025 PCL preview show has come to a close. It's kickoff week. Enjoy the season. Go Prep.
Go Prep.